Calling all hookers, if you need to improve your throw, this video is for you. Hey, I'm Ben John, the rugby trainer, and welcome back to another video from me. Really excited about today. We have got a professional forward specialist, especially the hooker throws. He's worked with Argentina, he's worked with Chile, Brazil, he's worked with a lot of professional teams, helping them improve their hooker throwing and also their scrum setup as well. But today, he's going to spend 30 minutes with me to improve my throw. Really excited about this. He's going to give me tips, insights, advice, and also 3 drills at the end that we can take away. So make sure you hang around. Also make sure you comment below and tag your team's hooker so we can improve their game as well. So looking forward to this. Let's get into it. So firstly, Dan, mate, thanks for coming down and you're going to show me the ropes, how to throw properly.
Yeah, mate, yeah, looking forward to it. So what we're going to start with, a bit of a warm up. So all I want you to do is throw the ball to me, get those shoulders warmed up.
American football style. Let's go.
Green light, let's get it. I'm the future, I'm in it. Check score, I'm winning. Green light, let's get it. I just win. I'm on 10. Hello, I'm Himothy. I got the recipe. I got the flow. I got the remedy. I know they do. I know they envy me. Feet on the floor. What they gonna say now?
We're going to start to talk about your setup. Now, if you show me how you were setting up the ball.
Hands towards the back of the ball.
Okay.
Elbows tight. And then back, and I just try to keep my chest up. But
yeah, okay,
yeah.
So if we start with the feet, you can see your right foot is turned out. Now the reason why that foot turns out is to create rotation through your hip. Because when we naturally throw, we would throw with rotation.
Yeah, okay.
In a line out, we want to take that rotation away. We want everything to be linear towards the target. So feet pointing forward.
Okay.
Next point, we want to have soft knees. That doesn't mean bent knees, that doesn't mean locked out legs, okay? So just nice and athletic, so you might want to just bounce up and down. And then when you take the ball above your head into your ready position, just show me that. Okay, now, feel that flex in your lower back?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to explore that position. So what I want you to do, I want you to stay in that position, but I want you to put your hands by your side. And when you've got that flex in your lower back, I want you to put your hands by your side, take your hands above your head, and tell me where you feel the tension.
Yeah, even though I probably got more range, it just goes straight through my lower back there.
Right, okay, so we want to
feel,
take away that tension so you can have a fluid movement. And the way we do that is we're going to put our pelvis in neutral. So you want your waistband to be parallel with the ground. So you use your lower abs to pull your waistband up and use your glutes to help hold it in place. Now, so we're going to retest. Pelvis in neutral, hands by your side. Have you got more range of movement? Have you got less tension?
Yeah, way less tension.
Perfect, okay, so that's the feeling we want to produce when you throw, because if your pelvis is in anterior tilt, it affects your range of movement with your upper body.
Okay, so it's this position, so I'm nice and relaxed on my feet, rather than this one.
That's it, so taking away that curve, so bring that, lift that pelvis up. Now, see how you've gone into a knee bend? We want to be nice and tall, so soft knees. Okay. And a great way to feel that, if you just lie down on the ground. Now, I want you to tilt your pelvis so that there's a gap with your lower back and the ground, and then I want you to change your pelvis angle so that lower back is flat against the ground. Okay. So if you can put your hands underneath your back, you can't get them in, you've set your pelvis in neutral. Okay, so that's a great way to understand how to move your pelvis and get that, that's feeling.
The shape I want.
That's the position we want when we throw.
So I've just wear my new pair of boots as well. Let me know your thoughts. They're fresh today. Let me know in the comments below if you like these. Whew.
Oh, good. So to begin with, getting you familiar with setting your pelvis whilst performing your throwing movement. So the power transfers through the ball. So we're going to explore hand placement, okay? So show me where your hands are on the ball. Now the aim, what we're trying to achieve with the release is the hands coming off the ball together. Okay. So we've got to look at the position of the ball.
So that's how I would put my hand.
Right, okay. So we want to think about your dominant hand, which is your right hand. We want to maximize the hand contact on the ball, okay? So it's like thinking like a Formula 1 car, those big wide tires on the back there so they can get all that horsepower through the road so you can go faster. That's great there. Okay, so good. Now your guide hand, we want to direct the power. Okay. So there's a technique that we use in the pro game where we are going to measure from the middle of the ball, where your fingertips are here. We're going to use the guide hand thumb to be the same distance, and we're going to put the thumb underneath the ball. So as this hand is rolling through the ball, the thumb and index finger are pinching through the ball, and that helps to guide the power and direct the ball to its target.
Right, okay, so instead of me pushing through the ball with this left thumb,
yep,
I'm pinching down.
That's it. Let's give it a try, okay? There you go.
Oh, too much.
More power. So we're going to use a round ball to help you to find your rhythm.
Okay.
Okay, so all I want you to do is I want you to put your power hand on the ball, naturally where we are, and we're going to use that same measurement of symmetry. So this distance from the middle of the ball, we're going to put our left thumb underneath the same distance.
Okay, so the distance between there and there should be the same there and there.
That's what we're looking for. Okay, so you've got 3 seconds to throw me the ball. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's try again. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Let's get in there. Let's get in there. 1, 2, 3. Now we want to make sure it's going towards the target.
Okay.
So, real simple. Where your hands finish is where the ball goes. 1, 2, 3.
To the left.
That's it. Let's get in there.
Yeah.
If the ball is going towards its target with the spiral, you've released the ball at the same time. So that's the feeling we're trying to recreate. And that's the visual feedback we're looking for as well. Okay, good.
I felt more to the right then.
So naturally, most people with their dominant hand does the majority of the work, and what we want to encourage is that balance, that 50-50 split. So by bringing the guide thumb underneath the ball, you're going to achieve more force to balance the power. So if your thumb is parallel with the center of the ball, you're using 0 force with your thumb. If it's at 90 degrees, you're using maximum 100%. So you've got to explore the right angle to allow you to, for the amount of pinch to guide the ball. Okay, so this time I want you to explore that angle, and a great way as you are now is just trying to spin it in that standing position, so just get familiar with changing the angle of...
So it's these two?
It's the thumb and the index finger of the guide hand.
I think I was using that one for some reason.
There you go. We have to introduce an element of the skill, okay, and then observe. So as you said there, you were using the middle finger of your guide hand. Now what I want you to focus on in the beginning is using the thumb. Okay, so you start to use the thumb, fantastic. Now we can then look at the next component, and now we can bring the index finger in, and that should feel a little bit more natural.
Is this a type of drill? So if I was working on my clients with their passing, I would just tell them to get obsessed by in the house rolling that ball off the fit. Is this a type of drill that you can do in the house as well?
Absolutely, yep. And again, it's a very popular drill using like on Zoom calls and so on. So you can do it with a rugby ball, with a round ball, and exactly that. We're trying to develop the strength and the dynamic movement in this pinching action. There we go. Okay, should we try it one more time? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, the pressure. Didn't get my hands right then.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Now one observation that I saw that we're going to depower the power hand for this exercise is the power hand thumb. Okay, so this is again that natural, think about that holding the American football, thumb underneath, you get that rotation. Yes, it produces lots of force, but it can impact the balance of the release. So in that position, you're going to take the thumb off the ball.
Okay.
Hold it there, spin, and we're going to see
Yeah.
how that
This could be
affects
me.
your throw. So remember your finish, your hands towards the target.
Oh, that felt good.
Great
Even though
one.
it's to the left.
By taking the thumb away, the index finger on your power hand has to work harder.
Yeah. Oh,
Excellent.
did you get that one? That was top of jump. Nice.
What we're gonna explore now is the position of your power hand on the ball, how that impacts the direction of the throw. So in the beginning, I asked you to throw naturally. You've got your power hand at the back of the ball and the thumb underneath. So as you release the ball, what would happen is this left hand would come off first and the power hand would come off second. Okay, now what we want to try and achieve is that symmetry, or as close to symmetrical as possible. Like on the round ball, we took the thumb away to work the index finger more. So when your hand's at the back of the ball, that creates that staggered release. So we have to explore moving your hand down the ball. Now that then changes the angle of the thumb, which becomes really unnatural for the players. As a bridge to that, we're going to use a size 4. Slightly smaller ball, you've got greater hand contact, and we can now start to explore the hand placement. So all I'm going to ask you to do in this set is where you would naturally hold the ball, just measure where that first finger, that index finger, is positioned on, be the Rhino ball or be a Gilbert ball, okay? And we want to, if your first finger is at the back of the ball in front of the R, we want you to start to explore that adjustment.
Okay.
So we're going to explore the hand placement now with the power hand, and we're incorporating the guide hand thumb to direct the power. So one of the reasons, Ben, why I'm starting you on your knees is because it's going to help to develop the release point and the angle of your arms to finish. So it's really important. If you're going to stand and throw, we always want to be throwing to a target higher than you to replicate those line-out pods. And if you haven't got a receiver to do that, again, being on your knees helps you to set your pelvis and develop the correct release point.
Okay.
Okay, so back to the hand placement. So we want that power hand, we want
So do I want thumb off the ball?
No, you can put your thumb on the ball because all maximum hand contact with your power hand. Okay, so that right hand, the whole hand on the ball. There you go. Okay, let's give it a go. Do you practice the movement? Again, you're developing that connection in your brain.
Oh,
excellent.
Yeah.
We're in
Good.
3 throws, that's great. Good.
And target.
Okay, so what we're going to now look at is your rhythm of how you throw.
Okay.
So we've spoken about the pelvis, that helps the range of movement in the arms. We've spoken about the hand placement, that gives us that symmetry, the release, and we're now going to look at how you generate your power. So we're going to continue with the round balls. We've got a 2 kilo medicine ball, which again is a great size to match a rugby ball, but also it's an ideal weight where you can be dynamic in your movement. Any heavier than that, then you'll start to recruit other muscles and it'll become quite a robotic movement. So all we're going to get you to do is kneel down again. So we're focusing on that pelvis and that release point, and we're going to ask you to try and produce a spiral with this ball. Then we're going to take it to the round ball and then onto the rugby ball. Now, when you throw with this ball, think about how you can produce maximum force, because it's heavier than normal. All right? Good start. Okay, can we get the ball to move any faster through the air? Excellent. How are you producing more power?
So felt like the control back, just the momentum back, and then having the ability to just transfer into that, like feels like a little bit of a bounce, like explosion backwards.
Yeah, that's
so
it.
2, 1.
Okay, so generating the energy with control and then an explosion forward.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I'm now going to ask you to do 2 more with the heavy ball, and then you're going to go on to the round ball. Good. Okay, on to the round ball.
Oh, it feels light.
You're finishing your hands towards the target.
Oh. Oh.
When you use the heavy ball, obviously that's going to lengthen your recoil. We want that full movement behind your head. And because it's heavier, you have to really be dynamic with your triceps and your fingers to push through the ball.
Yeah.
So when we transferred to the light ball, how did you achieve the control at the end? What did you do differently?
I was trying to focus more on that movement.
Great.
And obviously I was aware that it's going to be a big difference in weight, so I wasn't going to try and throw it too hard and just try and go through the process that you've given me, really.
Yeah,
slowing it
fantastic.
down.
So with the round ball, because you had a full recoil depth, you moved with control, you generated the power that allows your fingers and thumbs to direct the power. So when we go back to the rugby ball, I now want you to focus, once the ball's above your head, just think about that rhythm, that almost like smooth back and an explosion forward, as you said. So smooth, explode, okay?
Oh! That was pretty good.
Great stuff.
Feel much better.
So let's set our pelvis, so go for your process. Pelvis, hands. Well done.
Yeah, I can see my hands going over there.
Yeah,
I
okay, so
stopped there
if your recoil is slow,
Yeah.
okay, then your release becomes off balance. So a great way to demonstrate that, what I'd like you to do is your hand placement on the ball, okay, if we've got a slow movement, we have to compensate with our release. Now also, the pressure we hold the ball impacts the fluidity of the movement. So what I'd like you to do, I'm going to put my hand up, I want you to make a fist, okay, I want you to really tense all your muscles and I want you to punch my hand fast, okay, make a fist really fast, it's okay, faster, faster, make a real tight fist, okay, now relax. Now this time you're going to be nice and relaxed and loose, and from that position you're then going to punch my hand. Okay, what's quicker? Relax your hands, relax it, loose fingers, now punch. Okay, loose, okay. So that tension in your hands, in your arms, affects the speed of the movement. So if we grip the ball with too much tension, we create a restricted robotic movement. So we want to be nice and fluid in our movements, and the pressure on the ball impacts that.
Nice, yeah, good point. Yeah, just everything, because I was keeping my elbows tight, I think that it just tensing me up shoulder, I can feel it there now. Whereas, as you said.
And a common observation is that players have been told to have a tight setup with their elbows forward in this position, okay, and that tension can affect their head, where we want you to be elbows pointing towards the target, but we want to keep your head in neutral, nice and relaxed. So no tension. For some players, their elbows might have to be open slightly wider, okay, but again, it's never coming into that tight position.
Sick.
Okay, so to begin with, if you just position your hands on the ball where you've been developing that hand placement, excellent. So I want you to be aware of that feeling on the ball. Now as we go to the next size up, the size 5, I want you to position your hands on the ball to replicate that feeling. Obviously it's a bigger ball, your hands are going to be in a slightly different position, but the feeling is the key to the hand placement.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're going to do, you're going to kneel down again, you're going to throw with the size 5. If we need to go back to the size 4 to refine that feeling on the ball, then we'll go back to 4 and back to 5. Great stuff.
Oh, nice. So in a game, obviously, there's not going to be a target there, so you're imagining where you're going to put that ball.
Yeah, so great question. So we've got a couple of options. We can either look at where the jumper is going to be, or we can use a tracking with our eyes. So your eyes would look along the horizon at the jumper. As the jumper goes into the air, your eyes will track them. So a great way of developing that skill is you're going to watch my hands here. When my hands go up, your eyes are going to track as you're recoiling and releasing the ball.
Green light, let's get it.
And follow the hands.
I'm in it. Check score, I'm winning. Green light, let's get it. I just win. I'm on 10.
Okay, amazing session, but what can I do? Obviously, in about 10 minutes, I'm gonna forget most of it. So what can I do in my house? Three drills that I can do in my house or in my garden or after a session that's gonna help me improve these skills.
Yeah, perfect. So number one is developing that hand placement on the ball. So like most people, when they practice their spin passing, we can do the same with our line out throwing. So power hand on the ball, getting the guide hand firm underneath, that symmetry, turn the ball over, practice rolling with the power hand and pinching with the guide hand. If you get a wobble, you've got to refine your hand placement to try and find that balance. Okay, so there's number one. Okay, so to develop the recoil, we can use a round ball, which is a great way of developing the feeling of a symmetrical release. So first of all, we want to position your hands on the ball symmetrically, okay? And then we're going to lay down on the ball, set our pelvis in neutral, and we're going to practice our recoil rhythm. So we're going to go smooth back and then accelerate forward. So smooth and accelerate. Okay, we can also do that with a rugby ball. Once we're happy with our hand placement.
Nice.
Great stuff. And then we can go, so this is a size 4, we then transfer to a size 5. Okay, get that symmetry of the hand placement, smooth recoil, and release. The third drill is tracking. So we're going to use a target. The reason why I like the target is we want to make it more challenging, so something harder than the game, so getting a small target. So the key to this exercise is head still, eyes follow the target into the air as you go through your throwing movement, and your hands finish towards the target. Okay, let's give it a go, Ben.
Oh! Yes! Completed it. Feet, hips, hands. Yellow.
Soft knees, nice and tall.
Oh, that's for one session. Dan, 3 in a row.
Job done.
Completed it. Nice,
Great
man.
stuff, mate.
Cheers. Thanks ever so much. There we have it. That's a 20, 25, 30 minutes, whatever it was, session with Daniel. And I learned so much from that, from the hand placement to being relaxed and all the triggers. If there's any hookers watching, what or where can they find you and get more information? I know you do programs, you help one-to-one,
yeah,
and whatnot. So
that's right. Yeah. So my website, thescrumdoctor.com, and I've produced an ebook of the 5 steps of line-out throwing and a home training program.
Amazing. And Dan's also on Instagram. Where can they find you on there?
Yeah, drichmond2. There's loads of content around set piece and skills for front rowers.
And I'll put all the information you can just click on the links in the description below where you can find Dan. Get in touch with him. Again, that's 10 minutes and I've improved so much. 20 minutes, improved so much. So cheers again for coming down.
Great stuff.
And
cheers,
yeah, I'll catch you again, man. Nice one.
Thanks a lot.